Hello, everybody. It's Non-Scene News here, and today we've got some breaking news coming from geopolitical events. So let's just get straight into it. We've got some breaking news coming from Sweden. Um, Sweden has officially allowed the use of Swedish weapons against targets of the territory of the Russian Federation, the country's Ministry of Defense said. So some of the weapons they transferred by Sweden, the Manpads, RBS-70s, SV-90s, IOVs, and self-propelled guns, um, aka the Archer, they call it, the Swedish call it. So Sweden and NATO countries are now lifting the ban of restrictions of NATO missiles on the territory of the Russian Federation. And not so long ago, we actually got a Ukrainian strike on Russia. Somewhere around here, they actually hit a nuclear radar, like an early warning nuclear radar. Ukraine struck. So not the best idea to do, but they did it, and that only really benefits who? NATO. So it's obviously a NATO plan that did it. They actually hit two. Russia has 10 of them nuclear radars um, working, so very interesting. And we've got some news coming from Belgium. The head of NATO, Stoltenberg, said NATO troops should not be on the ground or in the skies of Ukraine. And he also said, he says they should uh, lift the ban on they lift the ban on the strikes against Russia, like we were talking about with Sweden. He says its self-defense includes the right to carry out strikes in the Russian territory. This is self-defense for Ukraine. So, so on the way, they only benefit from this. So they can literally give weapons to Ukraine, and Ukraine will hit Russia, and they will go completely like clean free. So they won't be responsible for it. So like if I was in the head of NATO, Stoltenberg, I would do it. Like if my main enemy was Russia, and I had an opportunity to give a country weapons so I can hit Russia and Russia can't hit me without Article 5, that is a win-win for NATO. So Russia has to figure out a way to somehow cancel that. So yeah. All right, and then we're gonna go back to Uzbekistan. Putin did visit Uzbekistan. We talked about this on yesterday's episode. So I'm just gonna go through the lists. I'm gonna just round up what he said on that meeting. So he said Uzbekistan and Russia are going to sign protocols on the construction of a nuclear power plant in Uzbekistan. So Russia is now going to build a couple nuclear power plants in Uzbekistan. Um, just closer economic relations and decent working conditions for foreign workers. And basically just the nuclear power plants we talked about, which is the big news. So very interesting. So Russia and Uzbekistan is coming very, very closer allies. So I'll keep you more interested onto that. We're gonna go straight into this Egypt thing that happened the other day. So Egyptian and Israeli troops did fire each other. That one Egyptian actually died. And the Israeli forces, of course, they will say this. Why wouldn't they? They said the Egyptians started it. And obviously Egypt is obviously going to say Israel started it, so it's just a point to who did it. Um, Security contracts between Egypt and Israel to verify a security incident on the border. So they're they're both not really talking about what happened. Um, I don't know why they don't really want to spread that it happened, but we see that Egypt and Israeli relations has really been on track down. So So I'll of course keep you updated, and we'll just go from there. We got some news coming from Moscow. Russia has resumed its Cold War era anti-satellite research programs in an attempt to counter the United States CNN claims. So Russia is now going to be obviously going to be developing anti anti-satellite weapons or maybe cyber attacks on satellites. So it's continue its Cold War era anti-satellite research programs. So I'll keep you, of course, updated on that. We're gonna go to we got some pretty funny news coming from again Belgium. Sorry, I didn't do that earlier, but Belgium will transfer 30 F-16 aircraft to Ukraine by 2028. So 2028. So that's a very, very long time, and we can expect the war might even be over, or or let's say a complete Russian victory, or something like this. So Belgium, Ukraine should start expecting F-16s, but well, this is coming from Belgium in 2028. So very, very long way to go for Ukraine. We'll see what happens. The situation might completely resolve, a peace deal might come in, and this war might be over by then. So we'll see, we'll see. Um, we got some more news coming from Germany. So unlike Stoltenberg that says they should lift the ban on NATO weapons hitting Russia, Germany and Italy, they said they opposed allowing Ukraine to use Western weapons to strike inside of Russian territory. So Italy and Germany are less enthusiastic about this thing that Stoltenberg's saying and Sweden's saying. So we can expect that Italian and German weapons will not be used on the territory of Russia. So good news for Russia, and other countries might follow Germany's path. We got news from Denmark, um, that Denmark is has rejected a proposal. God, I can't speak today. A proposal to recognise the Palestinian state. So yesterday, Ireland and Spain recognised Palestinian as a state. Denmark has just rejected that statement. So, so, oh, sorry, and Norway recognised it too. So, but Denmark rejected it. So, interesting news. Oh yeah, sorry. So one more political update we got from the Netherlands. New sanctions. Netherlands is now discussing um, to impose sanctions on Israel because of their military operation in it's I think Rafah, this big city here. Israel is now conducting military operations in this city and is causing a lot of civilian deaths. So that's why Netherlands is calling for sanctions against Israel to stop the operation. So we can expect the EU and NATO to impose sanctions on Israel, and Israel will probably not survive the sanctions, unlike Russia can, because Russia is a very, very powerful and self like independent country. It's very resource rich, and it has two big superpowers um, trading with it, India and China. Unlike Israel, which is kind of blocked with enemies. Everyone really hates Israel, its borders. Like Egypt doesn't like it, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon definitely doesn't like Israel. Turkey doesn't. So if sanctions were to come taking place, Israel would soon withdraw all troops from Gaza, and it will probably end with a peace treaty. So We got on news we got some actual frontline news. We actually have two, but I didn't mark the other one. Um, Netatolve, this city has been completely captured by the Russian forces. Um, This was confirmed by pro-Ukrainian mapping, deep state, and other pro-Russian and Ukrainian mapping. So we can expect something like this. They've pushed all the way out here, actually probably up to here, but we haven't got confirmations that these fields have fallen. But we know that all these farm areas have completely fallen into Russian hands. So we can expect something like this. Let me just do it really quickly. Sorry. Something like this. And the Russian forces have completely captured all this. So very huge gains for the Russian army. So, oh, sorry, I've given Russia a bit too much here. Uh, Here. So Russia has gained this. We've already gotten confirmed like that's a lot more territory um than we had it. Russia is now conducting operations to here, so they're wanting to completely take this whole spot into this water reserves here. If you see this like dam thing, not dam, sorry. It's kind of like a river, a good defensive line, so Russia can push. And if Russia really, really wants to, it could probably do. If this all goes to, let's say, Russia, and let's say this ended up in Russian hands, let's say they could do boat operations to this side and probably like cut Ukraine off from here too. So all it takes is that, and all that's been captured. Yesterday we did talk about how Ukraine did land in Krenki and put on a flag. That's actually Russia has completely taken that now and has tore down the flag. So Russia has yet again pushed the Ukrainians out from Krenki. And that is all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. I will show you the non-seen news that Western media and other medias don't show you. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a very, very good day, evening, or night, depending where you are. And I wish you luck from afar. Thank you, and see you.